Okay. So for those of you who just tried to watch me live, I was in a weird spot, so I'm just going to see. Hopefully this works out better. Things appear that they are working better, which is good. Checking my signals and everything. So how are you guys doing? Like I was saying before, Motivation Monday, Misty and I actually just started filming, yay, surprise, for some new programs today. So whether you are whether you're in the rebuild program, just finished the rebuild program, you're going to be happy. Whether you have not gone through a full program and are just trying to figure out how the heck to sort through all of the awesome information in the MS Gym, you're going to be happy. And if you've been looking for some chair programming, you're going to be happy as well. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. So we're moving Motivation Monday to a little bit later in the day on Monday. So that's just an announcement for now. So I've been thinking a lot about today's message, and the thing that I want to thanks for the enthusiasm, V and Karen. The thing I want to talk to you guys about is your words. Both your external words that come out of your mouth and also the internal words that play inside of you, the internal dialogue, the conversation, and your thought life. Because realistically, you guys, like, words have the power to either build up and lift up and heal and create, or they have the power to destroy and steal and kill. And I mean that literally, and I also mean that figuratively, and however else you can mean it. Like, words are our language, and words are our way of processing and communicating. What's up, Matthew? Communicating, like, what is going on in your life. If we had the only way that you can not have words is if you literally don't have thoughts. Because when you're thinking something, you're thinking in words, right? When you're thinking a thought, or whether you're trying to process something, or if you're reading something, if I read something on my GPS that says like Spear Boulevard, that language is still coming into my head to process where I'm at. So words are the triggers inside your brain that give it feedback, and also give it direction, and also allow it to process, and also allow it to make sense of what's going on around you. And the thing is, you guys, is that MS is such a game. If you really think about it, like, I always call it a battle, but it's also a game. And there's two players involved. You have the positive, creative, strong, courageous, brave healer inside of you. And then you also have the broken, lost, defeated, blind, crippled, confused and lost part of you. There's always two characters going on in your head. And so you're right, V, language directs us. And so you need to use your language to direct what you're saying, what you're doing, how you're living, how you're healing, and how you're moving. Because again, words can bring you life, or words can bring you death. And it could be physical. I mean, literally, it physically could. It could be emotional. It could be spiritual. It could be social. It could be financial. It could be medical. It could be professional. Whatever it might be, is that the words that you are speaking out of your mouth are what comes from what is stored in your heart. And the words stored in your heart are the things that you've been processing in your head and what you are dwelling on. So there's only two options, really, is that if you focus on the things that are good, and the things that are truth, and the things that are bring you joy, and that are noble, and that are honorable, and that are strong, you will go that direction. And if you focus on the things that are negative and destructive and counterproductive and healing and things that tear you down and things that demotivate you and things that defeat you, you will go that direction. Okay? So you need to be very careful about your words that you are speaking to yourself in this MS journey. And the thing is that I don't expect anybody to be perfect at this, because like I'm not, Misty's not, even the best people and the most successful people in the MS gym are not 100% sunshine and roses all the time. But the thing is that you have to be more on the positive side of things, right? So if you have two scales and over here is negative and over here is positive, and you have more bricks and more thoughts piled on top of the negative, that scale is going to be heavier. But every single time you reject a negative thought and you throw it over onto the positive scale, it starts to shift a little bit. Look at that finger control. It starts to shift a little bit. So eventually these scales start to tip. And eventually when you have more thoughts and more behaviors and more actions and more words that are on the good side, that weighs heavier. And that's when things really start to happen. In business, it's called the tipping point, right? In spirituality, it's called your revelation, or your rebirth, or whatever you want to call it. In finances, it's called being in the black, which is having money, versus being in the red, which you don't, right? So you need to think about your thought, your currency of your thoughts. Are you investing, and are you looking on a return investment by investing good thoughts into your brain? Or are you just spending energy and thoughts on stuff that will never come back with you, that are literally, they're just liabilities? Are you building up emotional and cognitive and spiritual and physical assets? Or are you just spending your spiritual and emotional and physical and cognitive currency and just wasting it? All right? So the thing is that, like, we're all human, and we are all victim of, and we all live with a dark side and a light side. And the thing is that it's a constant battle. But there's a training aspect to it, and there's a visual aspect to it, and there's an auditory aspect to it, and there's a kinesthetic aspect to it that you need to practice. It takes training to think positive. It takes training to think of healing. It takes training to reject negative thoughts and focus on the good things. And like I said in many other messages, like, I want you to fail. I want me to fail, because when I make a poor decision and I start dwelling on negative thoughts, and I realize that I'm dwelling on negative thoughts, and it's typically me speaking to myself. I'm usually a pretty positive person when I'm in front of people, but my thought life in here has been poisoned for so long that I've literally have to stop sometimes and walk myself through and be like, why am I in this negative, crappy head space? Why do I have so much head trash in my head? And why are you doubting what's right there staring you in the face, looking at you? Like, there's people that are healing. There's people that are regaining life. There's people that are doing things that they never thought they'd do. And yet I still have negative thoughts about, is this for real? Am I the real deal? Am I speaking the right words to people? Am I giving them enough? Am I doing enough? And then I have these crappy whispers in my head being like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Dude, you need to do more. Dude, you're not, it's not, and it's like this dude thing, right? So, dude, you already did that exercise. They're not going to care. Or, dude, like, looking at this program, like, whatever, this isn't going to work. Like, seriously, I go through this crap too. And it's usually when I'm hungry for something, whether it's physically or it's emotionally or something like that. Like, I want to spell the acronym HALT for you, HALT. So when I'm hungry for something, that's when something typically goes wrong. All right. And when I start speaking negatively, when I'm angry or anxious over something, or when I'm trying to get aggressive over something, that is when the negative thoughts come. Or anxious. When I'm lonely, right? When I'm lonely. Okay, I'm by myself. I don't have a support team. I'm trying to do things on my own. I'm being self-righteous. I'm being self-sufficient. I'm trying to create my own path instead of leaning on my grounding source, my energy source, my spiritual source, my support system, my family, the people around me, you guys. And the last one is when I'm tired. When you're tired, all of us get tired. All of us get exhausted. We are frail human frames that go through a spot where we're going to be tired. And when you hear any one of those things and you realize, like if you know you're in a negative place and you feel dark and you feel crappy, thank you, Karen, I love you. When you feel dark and you feel crappy and you feel lost and you feel separated and you don't feel like anything's going right, you need to halt. Stop. Sit down. Get on your knees. Turn around and don't move. And you need to think about why are you hungry? Hangry? There, I can combine them. Why are you hungry? What are you hungering for? And is it the right move? Angry. What are you angry about? What are you anxious about? What are you aggressively going after in the wrong way? Probably isn't where you're supposed to be if you're anxious or angry about something. Lonely. If you are lonely and you don't have anybody around you, that's a dangerous place to be in. There's nothing wrong with attacking this whole MS journey and the gym exercises and getting it in your head like, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. in the dark and be by myself in solitude and focus. There's nothing wrong with that because you're not lonely. You're connected with your goals and your vision and who you are and where you're going. But you're not lonely where you're like, no one cares, no one's supporting me, I don't know what to do next, I don't have a guide, I don't have a structure, I don't have a program. That's lonely when you don't know what to do. When you're focused on a plan and a vision and a purpose, you're not lonely because you are with yourself going after it. And tired. Man, I get tired, Missy gets tired, you get tired, everybody gets tired. So you have to stop and think about what you are doing to your brain and what thoughts are in your head when you are any of those things. You have to halt and stop. Because here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be raw with you right now. The people in the MS gym that are succeeding, the ones that you're seeing in these success stories that are reducing spasticity and getting out of wheelchairs and walking right again and getting feeling back in their hands and standing upright and going from 3 to 30 to 3,000 steps, that don't have the claw hand anymore, that are getting rid of neck pain, that are hearing again, that are walking again, that are seeing their toes wiggle again. These are the people that have more positive thoughts driving them than negative thoughts defeating them. They accept the thoughts that drive them and keep those in their brain, and they reject and push out the thoughts that defeat them and take them off course. They are the ones that say, you know what? I'm going to dedicate an hour or 45 minutes to my exercise in a day. They are not the ones that are like, well, 20 minutes is kind of pushing it for my schedule. Is there anything you can do, Trev, to I just don't have 20 minutes a day. Shoot, no, I don't. Sorry, but you got to commit at least a half an hour a day, 6 days a week. I give you that day of rest, but 6 days a week, half an hour a day at least, to changing your nervous system. It ain't going to happen in 10 minutes, you guys. It's just not. The people that are succeeding in the MS gym are the ones that are like, you know what? My kids are demanding of me, and they want my time, and they want my attention, and they need, lunches made, or they're hungry, or this and that, or whatever. Yes, you should go tend to the needs of your children, but no, you do not need to be at their beck and call. So you accept the fact that you need to help your children out and still be that mom or dad, but at the same point, you need to be ruthlessly guarded in your time with the exercises to get your work done. Because if you get to the end of your day and well, I had every intention of working out, but my kids needed me, but I had to take them there, but they really needed to do this. Oh, wait, they forgot this at school. Sorry. You cannot have your time interrupted. You have to reject the validation of circumstances that tell you that other things are more important than you are. The people that are succeeding in the MS gym, I'm sorry, I don't mean this to sound rough, but if your husband or your wife isn't on board, tough. You're still going to go do your exercises. you are going to accept the fact that you have the opportunity to get better and function better and focus on them or focus on you and not focus on their needs and not cave into the fact that they only time that they can spend time with you is sit on the couch watching TV, wasting time, when you could be investing in yourself and getting your exercises done so that maybe that instead of sitting in front of the TV not talking because that's what you've been doing because you've had MS and been broken, that you now can go for a walk for 20 minutes. Or you can go outside for 20 minutes. Or you can explain to them something you're excited about for 20 minutes instead of going through a conversation over random stupid things that really don't mean anything. Pointless small talk and chatter instead of talking about things that actually mean something in your life. So the people that are successful in the MS gym are the ones that are still doing their exercises when their spouse has a heart attack. Not to say you shouldn't take care of your spouse, but they're sleeping a lot. Do your exercises. Your mom's sick. Okay, but do you need to sit there and just sit with her? No, go do your exercises for 30 minutes and come back. Your kid is doing their homework. Do you need to sit there and be with them? No, you need to get them going, guide them, instruct them, and then go do your exercises and come back and check on them. Like, you need to make your MS gym exercises as one of the most important things in your life. And if I hear the excuse, well, I have this event and this family member need me and this service again, or I took on this activity and this activity and this activity, and I just don't have time to put in the 30 minutes, Trev, I'm going to be brutal with you right now. And it's like, well, then you don't really want to get better, do you? I say this to clients all the time. They see me for 2 sessions a week for 45 minutes. I'm like, well, are you practicing your stuff at home? Well, no. Well, then why are you expecting to get better? How is an hour and a half with me, even though I'm good at what I do, going to override the other hundreds of hours that you spend in the week doing the wrong thing for your body? And getting yourself stressed out with negative thinking and not eating right and not hydrating and not resting. I'm telling you what, you guys, like, it would be naive of me to say that you need to only focus on the MS gym and this needs to be your full-time job, but it does need to be a significant part of your week, your day, your month, your life, your thoughts, your heart, your soul, your direction, everything you're thinking about. Because if you don't commit yourself to this and you treat this like a hobby, you ain't going to get better. This needs to be a job. I have the job of training clients. I have the job of being an awesome husband. I have the job of being an awesome dad. I have the job of growing in my spiritual life. I have the job of growing in my physical life. I have the job of personal development in my emotional life. I have the job of being a good friend and a son. Those are all jobs. Those are all roles. And I have to do all of them in order to have a successful life. But they all have to be balanced, and I have to say no to certain things so that certain things can get my attention, because if any one of those things drops out of my world, I spin off balance and I go down a dark place and I relapse and my body freaks out and my joints hurt and my gut flares up and my body doesn't work and I get injured and I get tired and I get irritable and I get grumpy. And I start thinking these negative thoughts and I validate it, and I'm like, yeah, but I need to do this. Yeah, but I got to get this done. Yeah, but they really needed me. Yeah, but I should probably go to this. Yeah, but I feel bad if I don't show up. Well, you're going to feel worse if you do the obligatory thing and show up to something that really isn't going to invest in getting you further ahead. Skip your MS gym exercises or don't invest the right amount of time, and then you wonder why you're not getting better. So your words either bring you life and direct you and drive you, whether it's out of your mouth, on paper, or in your head, or your words give you excuses and validate those excuses and let you get taken away from the thing that you really want to do, which is heal. And whether that's a thing that you don't feel worthy or you don't think you really can, whether it's a belief issue, a trust issue, a value issue, a self-worth issue, a self-image issue, a self-esteem issue, a social issue, a marital issue, whatever it might be, they're still all negative thoughts. So I really, really encourage you guys this week to think about what you're thinking about. Think about what you're saying to yourself. Think about what's coming out of your head or out of your mouth. Look, and someone's like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well, you're walking so well. Yeah, but still got a long way to go. Yeah, but my foot still dropped. Yeah, but don't take away someone's compliment. Number one, it's disrespectful to the other person. Number two, you're not even receiving the fact that someone's telling you you're doing better because you really don't believe you're going to get better. It's truth. So when someone gives you a compliment, say, thank you, I'm really working hard. Thank you, yeah, I'm getting better. You know, I still got a ways to go, but I'm going to get there. When somebody tells you, like, why are you focusing so much on those exercises? Because I want to heal. Well, maybe you just need to take it easy. No, I don't. I need to push harder. I need to rest hard and I need to work hard. Well, you know, it's really like, why do you need to take another nap? Because I'm healing. Give me a break. If I want to sleep another hour because my job is to heal, then let me heal. I'm sorry if that inconveniences you, person B, but I have a job to do. So here's the thing, you guys, like, you're either making excuses, you're either gravitating toward excuses or you're gravitating toward excellence. You're either letting yourself be defeated or you're letting yourself be driven. You're either becoming a victim or you're either becoming a victor based on the words that come out of your mouth to other people, based on the words that come into your brain, spin around and how you process it in your head, based on the words that you're saying to yourself, based on the words that you type in Facebook or write down in a journal or write in your emails or your blogs or something like that. They need to be words of light and healing and victory and not words of darkness, defeat, and distraction. So think about your thought life this week, you guys. Really think about the words that are coming to yourself and see if you can catch yourself in your negative words coming out, your negative words that are coming in, the negative words that are being spoken, the negative thoughts and experiences that are stored up in here, and start to focus on things that are better, that are higher, that are excellent, that are honorable, that are respectable, that are healing, that are lovely, that are passionate, that are love-filled. And get that head trash out of your head. You deserve to heal. You are worthy of healing. If you commit yourself to 30 minutes a day, whether that's that you can only move for 10 to 15 minutes and you're exhausted, and then you spend 15 minutes visualizing the movement or doing mental exercises or breathing or just relaxing and de-stressing, that's still 30 minutes that you're focusing on your healing, 30 minutes of movement medication, 30 minutes of motion lotion, 30 minutes of letting yourself heal. 30 minutes to yourself. Find a way to do it. Stop making excuses. Stop giving into the obligations and set your sights on the direction that you want to go. All right? You guys can do this. I've seen people do it. I've seen people in worse circumstances than you rise up and succeed over victory. And I'm gonna say this to you guys. I've literally in my career had a couple handful of people show up that had MS, that had Parkinson's, that were paralyzed, that had brain injuries, and they have shown up and said, I'm glad I had an appointment with you today because 20 minutes before I left the house, I had a gun in my mouth. 20 minutes before I left the house, I had a table full of drugs and pills on the table ready to end it. 20 minutes ago, before I had a session with you, I had a razor and I was putting it to my wrist. You want to talk about heavy darkness? That's pretty bad. But they knew that I'd be there waiting for them. They knew that they had to let me down. They knew that that them showing up might be that day that things turn around. And they did. So I don't I have empathy for you guys, and I sympathize with your cause and your days because I've gone through it. I've had those same thoughts. I've had some really dark thoughts before, like I expressed in my email last week, but I negated those, refused those, chose to turn the other direction, and now I sit here on top of 7,800 something people with the ability to literally touch that many lives a day because I turned towards the light and away from the darkness and started to store things up in my heart that were good and rip the things out and extract the things that were bad and start speaking good things out of my mouth, start putting good things in my head, start listening to the good voices and shoving those bad voices in the face and being like, get behind me. For you cannot have me anymore. And that's what I need from you guys. So I love you so much. And I'm so passionate about every single one of you. And I am committed to you, and so is Misty. And I want you to commit to yourself and commit to us 30 minutes a day or more to getting in here 6 days a week and committing to your movement practice. Whether that's movement, visualization, stress reduction, stretching, being quiet in a dark room and just chilling. It all counts. You will move forward. You can do this. You are strong enough. You are good enough. You are worthy enough. You were born to heal. You were created to rise. You are a victor and not a victim. Let yourself be driven by your words and not defeated, for you can do this. All right? So I love you guys. I thank you for every single one of you. I love your efforts. I love your energy. I know some of you are struggling right now, but we are here to help you. Please reach out to your community. Please pour into those moderators that are reaching out as friends, trying to get into your world. They are there to help. They understand. Don't shut us out. Let us in and be around people that are here to support you and feed you and not break you down and distract you. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. This was an awesome Motivation Monday. Have a rocking day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.